Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps sponsorships. We get to be part of your community. We're here with you and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome to the Curling Stadium Martensville SaskTour series. And we'll be following this game between Team Hirata and Team Davies. So this Spiel is taking place at the Martensville Curling Club and is going to take place from this Friday to the next Sunday. And you can watch it all here at Curling Stadium, Curling Zone. So let's go over let's first hear the commentators. So on production we have Ryan Jacques. I am Joao Cardoso. I'll be commenting this game with Sabrina Ribau, my colleague, who is to arrive soon. Meanwhile, in terms of teams, we have
Handcrafted.
And Team Hirata is playing with the blue stone. And we have a skip. Kohsuke Hirata. Single Suik Ryota Meguno. Yosia Miura as lead. So this is the lineup for Team Hirata. For Team Davies, as skip we have Zach Davies, vice Ronan Peterson, second William Butler, and lead Lucas Soviak. After the names, let's go into what is happening. So we come in as the second end is being played. In the first end, we had Team Hirata score 1. Team Davies score 1, sorry. And looking at the house, we have Team Davies, who plays with the red stones. Shot stone. So trying to assess who is the athlete that is going to deliver the stone. Guessing. So this should be William Butler. With his second of this second end. And we see the delivery. Lucas Soviak brushing. Can't really see the outcome right now. Here we go. So now we Team Davies coming in. Bit confusing at this moment. Well, we'll just have to push on through. We have Saviak, Lucas Saviak brushing. This stone is going to touch the one in the bottom. Team Hirata is still shot stone. And they have the opportunity here to hit and roll. So Kohsuke Hirata, the skip of Team Hirata, was an alternate at the 2018 Olympics. Guess that is his claim to fame. He has been skipping ever since and has yet to reach such heights again. It's definitely a young prospect and plenty of potential here. You see Team Hirata here. You can hear the brushing. Attempting the hidden roll. But this is not curling enough. Needs to curl. It's going to affect their own stone. Still shot stone though. But this gives the opportunity to Team Davis to maybe take out those two stones and be sitting two. I think that's what Zach Davis is debating here. Let's try to hear what you're saying. Yeah, it's exactly that. So they're going to at least get one out for sure and try for the double. So Team Davis curls out of Edmonton, Alberta. Canadian team. Both these teams with their first big bonspiel of the year. Obviously, they've likely been competing elsewhere, but at this level, this will be the first of the season. And as always, when we have Japanese teams, the chat comes alive. Hello to you all. Shot has been made. Let's see if they can pull off the double. 1, 2, and that's a double takeout, and Team Davis is sitting two. And we're now watching last stone from Team Hirata here in the second end. So Kohsuke Hirata, and the name is really hard to pronounce for me. So our Japanese viewers, please forgive it. I'm trying my best. Attempting to freeze this stone, but the weight, it's a bit heavy. It does touch. There's a small bounce and some separation. This is an opportunity for Team Davis to maybe score 3 here. They'll have the hammer. They have to hit it with not a lot of strength, some just maybe on the nose, slightly off to the left of the nose of this stone. That should do it. You see Zach Davies heading to the hacks. Setting up for this last stone here in the second end. And the delivery is made. You see William Butler and Lucas Soyak accompanying the stone. Lucas Soyak brushing hard, trying to get a curl. Slightly off the nose, and that should be enough for 3. Great second end for Team Davis. And to our viewers, you'll now have the opportunity.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed at all to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the best and champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline, join the revolution.
What do you got? You got 1, you got 2, yeah!
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You could throw the perfect rock and still miss. But it just takes one. You leave it all out there on the ice to leave behind a legacy.
And we're back. So, welcome back, everyone, to the Curling Stadium Martensville SaskTour series that is taking place, obviously, in Martensville Curling Club in Saskatchewan, near Saskatoon. And we've been following the Team Hirata Team Davis game. And what a second end that we had with Team Davis scoring 3. Now it's Team Hirata's turn with the hammer. And we're seeing their lead, Yoshiya Miura, and he's trying to create a corner guard, but it's a bit high. Meanwhile, Team Davis by Lucas Soyak. He's placed a center guard just short of the 12 foot, and he's now going to try to come around. We see William Butler brushing and Ronan Peterson. Oh, but it's going to touch the guard. And we'll see what Kohsuke Hirata is asking from his team. He's asking for a come around for the guard. And this will be Ryota Meguro And we can see Miura and Shingo Yusui brushing, and it's come around the second corner guard. I think maybe this was not the intent. Maybe the intent was to go into the house. Nonetheless, they have a double corner guard. And now I think Team Davis is going to try to bump one of their guards into the house. You see Zach Davis not giving a lot of ice. And this will be William Butler's first stone of this third end. Some weight on the delivery. Immediately we see Ronan Peterson starting to rush, holding the line. Needs to hit it in the nose. Just slightly over curls. It is in the house though. Almost touching the 8-foot. Now we'll see Tim Hirata playing a hit. And we have second stone from Ryota Meguro. Playing the hit. Straight in the nose. Double takeout. And they even get a third corner guard out of that. Although, to be fair, that guard is a bit too wide, too much to the side. We'll likely be seeing Team Davis trying to replace the guard. At some point, Team Hirata needs to come into the house, likely later when they get to the back end. So this will be William Butler's second stone in this third end. Trying to replace the guard. It's a bit heavy. They might try to bump it. I think they might have left a double takeout here that can roll. That's likely what Kohsuke Hirata is asking out of his colleagues. And we're going to go into the back end now. And this will be Shingo Usui delivering his first. If I'm not mistaken, I think they're still... No, this might be still Ryota Meguno. Still 4 stones left for Team Hirata. Stacked away in the back. This needs to hold the line. It's curling away. Needs to roll into the right place and stop. And it does. However, Team Davis is still shot stone. And they can guard it again. Nice shot by Ryota Meguro. Ronan Peterson delivering his first stone here in the third. He's trying to protect their shot stone, which sits in the 8-foot. Oh, but this did not curl at all. It's completely unguarded, and we will see Team Hirata hit that stone. And they hope to roll it to the other side. This will give them a good context to score 2, maybe more. And this will be Singo Usui scoring his first here in the third. He wears a blue LA Dodgers hat. Oh, but it's curling way too much. They need to hold the line. Will it sit? It does, but it's completely unguarded. And we see Zach Davies immediately trying to signal that he wants to hit that stone and roll behind his own guard. And if he does, it's not a lot of roll that he needs to do. He needs to hit it fairly close to the nose. This will obviously fall to Ronan Peterson. The line looks good. Not a lot of sweeping. We see some sweeping from Lucas Soviak. It does hit, but doesn't roll all that much, but it removes Team Hirata's stone. So objective achieved. It's just not a perfect roll. This leaves an opportunity for Team Hirata to try to do the same. Singo Osui getting ready to deliver his second stone here in the third. Hoping to roll behind his own guard. Might jam, it does not, but it also doesn't roll. And it ends up biting the 12-foot. The margin to roll is starting to get a bit slimmer. Harder and harder to get on the inside of that rock. Coming in from the outside. You have some debate going on here in the house between the Skip and Vice. And we'll see Zach Davies heading towards the hacks soon as he aims to deliver his first stone. I think he's going to try to go around those stones and place one biting the 4-foot behind his own guard. Let's see if my read of this call is correct. See Ronan Peterson holding the broom. And Zach Davies getting ready to deliver. We've reached the skip stones here in the third end. Oh, but it's curling way too much. It might hit his guard. It does not, but it will surely hit Team Hirata's stone. which it does. Team Hirata still sitting 2, and now will likely sit 3. It seems to me that with his first stone, Kohsuke Hirata is going to try and come around and place one just on the top of the 8-foot. We see Shingo Sui holding the broom. Some concentration by Team Hirata's skip. And the draw is away. Oh, but this stone is curling way too much. They're trying to hold the line. There's the Ryota and Yoshiya trying to hold the line. It's going to hit Team Davis stone. And we'll see Zach Davis trying to attempt the same line that he did before, or at least the same call. Maybe a slightly different line, or slightly different weight, hoping for a different result nonetheless. This will be the last stone for Team Davis in this third end. They're leading by 1 point, hoping to force Team Hirata to 1, or if at all possible, maybe to steal, although the context is not very favorable for that outcome right now. Last stone for Team Davis. Again, you're seeing a lot of curl around the center. An early curl. These stones start curling a lot very early. But this line looks great. It's going to pass. It's a perfect draw. And it's biting the 4-foot. Great throw. Great stone by Zach Davis. Great shot. Team Hirata needs to come up with a great shot to avoid the steal here. They're going to try to remove that stone and score 2. Bit of a risk if they miss it. Kohsuke Hirata misses here. You can see Team Davies lead go from 1 to 2. This will be the last stone here in the third. Some pressure for Team Hirata. Immediately we see Yoshia and Ryota trying to hold the line, and this stone is going to jam. And that is the steal. That was the risk. And Team Davies increases their lead by 1. And viewers, let's go for a short break. We'll come back for the fourth end.
When curling. I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Welcome back, viewers, to the Curling Stadium Martensville SaskTour series. And we're following the Team Hirata versus Team Davies game. Already in the fourth end. And 4-2 is the result. Team Davies leading by 2 points after stealing one in the third. And we're watching the first stones of the fourth end. Again, this tournament is a triple knockout, so a lot of curling to be played by both these teams. So same strategy for Team Hirata. You're placing a corner guard. Almost worked for them last end. And this stone is a bit heavy. Ends up in the bottom of the 8. Good. And we're watching Yoshia Miura, second stone. He's going to try to come around this corner guard. But I think this stone, the line doesn't look too good. Yes, it's double corner guard again. Well, might be a strategy. I don't think it's the same approach as they did in the last end. Again, trying to be very solid on the corner guard approach and build from that. And we'll now be seeing Team Davies placing a guard. We're seeing a reversed repeat of the third end. Just the only thing that's changed is the sides. We'll now have to see how Team Hirata goes into the house. They're going to try to hit Team Davis's stone that is lying in the button. We'll try to come around the guard. The guard is pretty high. Not impossible. The ice is curling a lot. Oh, is it going to clear the guard? It does not. And this gives Team Davis another opportunity to close the center of the house. And we see William Butler. He's about to try to close that path into the house and further complicate the lives of Team Hirata athletes. And it needs to stop right here. This would be the ideal place, and it does. Slightly over curls. And we'll now be seeing Team Hirata starting to hit some stones because they need to open up the center of the house. Trying a run back, gets rid of one, replaces the guard. Unfortunately for Team Hirata, Dave's stone is perfectly covered by their own guard. Obviously, Team Davis is very thankful for this, and they will add another guard to the situation. This will be William Butler's last stone here in the fourth. Trying to add another guard. Perfectly placed. Team Hirata has completely lost control of this end with a hammer where they should be building. We're just trying to put out fires left and right. yet again going to remove one of the guards. And this here is Kohsuke trying to run back their own stone. Didn't really work. And now Zach Davies signaling for yet another guard. And this will be Ronan Peterson delivering. Another guard being placed. And good morning to you, Akihiro. So not an easy end at all for Team Hirata. Team Davis pretty much controlling the end and not looking easy at all for these last 3 stones for Team Hirata. They need to create context where Kohsuke Hirata can then have a draw for 1 at the very least. Not easy. They can always try one raise from one of their guards in the sides of the sheet, but I'd say that would be a last resort play. They remove one of the guards. They're able to open up. This is the perfect situation for Zach Davis. You cannot close both sides. You will try to close the path towards the button and the 4th foot. I think he's going to place yet another guard. We're seeing Ronan Peterson off to the right side, giving a bit of ice, not a lot. Clearly signaling a draw. See if that's in fact the play that's being called. This stone needs to curl a bit more, needs to go past the hog line. It does. Should stop right now, and it does. Perfect guard. Now it's up to Team Hirata. I think they will have to definitely go through the left side this turn. They have to risk something. And there we have it. Single Sui signaling a draw from the left side. And we see the skip heading to the hack. Delivery is made. We have Yosia Miura and Ryota Meguro controlling the line and rushing. It needs to come into the 4th foot, but it's too light. It ends up biting, not even biting the 12th foot. Too short. And now we'll see Team Davies completely shut down that side of the sheet. Looking to steal 3 here in the 4th. That would be a disastrous outcome for Team Hirata. Already down 2. Final stone for Zach Davis, aiming to close the left side of the sheet. Well, right side if you're looking at it now. And if he is successful, not a lot of options for Kohsuke Hirata. Team Hirata's skip. Final stone delivered. And some adjustments with brushing. Should stop right now, and it will. And what will Team Hirata do now? They can try a double run back, but it's a very, very tough play. If it works, they get their point and survive a very tough end. If it does not work, they might see a multiple steal here. A very, very difficult shot for Kohsuke Hirata. Needs to hit the red stone, Team Davis's stone, in the exact place. It does work, but it slides off, and that will be a steal of 3. That is a disastrous outcome. And on that note, we go into a short break, and when we come back, we have Sabrina Ribau with us. See you in a bit.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardlines Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline, join the revolution.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed, more innovation.
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
we're back. So we're now joined with Sabrina Ribau. So she will be joining me for these last 4 ends of commentary. And welcome, Sabrina.
Thank you, Zhang.
Okay, so a bit of a tough situation for Team Hirata. As for Team Davies, well, they're looking golden. They have a 5-point lead. It's a bit tough to overcome, but curling, we never know.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, so 5th end of this match or this game in the curling stadium Martensville SaskTour series. And again, Team Davies at this moment has no issue. They will hit whatever Team Hirata puts on the ice after the free guard zone is expired. Sabrina, what would you do in this situation?
If I'm Hirata,
Yes.
you got to get your guards up. Try to get something generated. Start trying to build towards at least a 2-point end, at least. With only 4 to go, you have to start generating some points.
They've been applying a very, well, in my eyes, a bit of a non-orthodox tactic. They've been double corner guarding because it hasn't really worked for them. I think that second stone could have been better used inside the house. Tim Davies has been obviously taking advantage of that, immediately placing a large amount of stones within the house, and it's looking like they're trying to repeat the same strategy. It has worked so far.
Okay.
So we have Yoshia Miura throwing his second stone here. Let's see if he yet again goes for, and he does. He does go for a second corner guard. Will this clear the hog line though? Yeah, it will.
Yeah, it's got lots on it. There's decent separation on those two. And they're fairly lined up, so it does make them a little bit harder to peel when Davies does start clearing the rocks.
And this will be William Butler. So William, second for Team Davies. Again, hoping to guard the 2 stones they already have inside the house. Center guard. And this has been the pattern that we've seen both in the 3rd and 4th end. Team Davies with a lot of stones inside the house, and Team Hirata struggling to then be able to go around their own guards and profit or capitalize on the fact that they have a double corner guard.
Yes, I'm a little bit surprised they've decided to not use the corner guards at this moment.
I think they're trying. No, this is not an attempt at a run back, I hope. I think this was a failed attempt at a run back. Didn't really work. And we will see Team Davies piling up a number of stones in the house. Well, I think they'll just remove one of the corner guards at this point. They have a significant lead. So, Sabrina, what are the paths for victory for each of the teams?
For Davies, be keeping it open, not giving Team Hirata many chances to build up some momentum, to build up some chance at scoring a couple of multi-point ends. And kind of the opposite's true for Team Hirata. They're going to want to try to generate some points, keep some rocks in play, and give them some opportunities to get a big end or two to come back.
As for Team Hirata, well, a bit tougher. They would have wanted to capitalize on this construction or the two corner guards, but it hasn't really come true for them.
Yeah, and Team Davies is doing a good job of getting those rocks lined up at an angle that makes them a little bit more frustrating to try to remove all in one go, or to position them in ways that could help Team Hirata. So they're going to have to take a couple chances at this to start shuffling some rocks. They may not want to remove them entirely from play. They may just want to kind of push them to the back in order to try to build up some chances to pick up a couple this end.
Well, definitely here they'd benefit from a hit and roll that would remove one of Team Davis's stones. Needs to clear the guard.
And even if it doesn't remove entirely, if they're able to move it back, see where this one ends here.
Well, they managed to remove one and perfectly hid their shooter behind the guard. So
yeah, they've left a little bit of air there, which will make it does give Team Davies some options here. But they are opting to try the run back in order to remove the extra guard at the same time.
Well, we see Zach Davies. He's set on removing that corner guard. So Ronan Peterson is being asked to do so. And that is field. Will the shooter end up in the house? No.
No, and that they will likely be okay with that.
Seems to me that Kohsuke Hirata is now asking for some sort of freeze to Team Davis's stone that is sitting on top of the button. See,
at this point.
Yeah, go.
At this point, it looks like they may be switching gears, trying to come in and nestle into, maybe slightly bump that red rock. That rock sitting kind of 4-foot button will end up causing issues in the future there.
It passes by the guards and it ends up forming a third guard at the center line. It just curled too much, too early.
Yeah, just knowing where they'd put that broom down, likely just a little bit light, and it's just kind of curled up underneath to add an extra rock underneath that center line of guards there.
Team Hirata has been struggling a bit with the amount of curl and weight. Maybe not completely reading the ice right, struggling a bit with that. Again, this is the first game of a three knockout round, so there's still plenty of games left for these teams. And not to forget, and this maybe Team Davies did not intend on doing this. They do get Team Hirata's stone removed, but they also bumped their own stone back to the 12-foot.
Yeah, and where the stone's gone, it's not ideal for them, but it's also still does kind of provide a bit of a bumper for that red rock that Team Hirata is looking to kind of shuffle a little bit here. So it may end up providing, kind of being a bit of a catcher for them depending on the speed this one comes down here.
So second stone for Singo Sui. His last year in the 5th. Needs to hit the stone that is sitting on the button. And it will. Oh, it just bumps right off. And ends up biting the 8-foot. A bit unfortunate here. Single sweep. And we are into the skip stones, Sabrina.
Yeah, they've got a couple of options here. They've left the end to be fairly aggressive, keeping all those guards up. So they do have to be a little bit careful of their rock placement on these last two here, and just being mindful of the scoreboard, making sure they're not leaving their opposition with more points than they'd like to be giving up this end, going up 5 and after the break.
So looking like they will attempt to remove Team Hirata stone. Or not. Maybe again, we see Ronan Peterson.
Yes, I believe the call was to come in kind of top 8 in front. From a bit of their conversation, they're on the ice. I think they're saying to each other that they're going to play into the tolerance for them. They're saying lighter's better on this one. So they are being mindful of some of those rock placements. But
we're seeing Zach Davies get ready to throw his first stone here in the 5th. Draw made. Again, going to try and close that path. We see Lucas Soyak brushing. And it's a really good line. Making it really hard. Maybe, Sabrina, would you say that there is a double takeout there?
there is, it's hard to tell. There may even be a triple, but it looks like the triple might jam. But it may be enough to give them 2 or set them up for possibly at least 1. Although, with the way they're lined up here, they may end up just giving a double right back to Davies, or a really nice single that lets him hit and flop, which will force Team Hirata to draw for 1 at the last rock here.
We'll see. Bit of a lifeline here for Team Hirata. We see Singo Sui holding the broom, and Kohsuke Hirata getting ready to deliver a hit. Well, the guy is cast. Let's see if he can get the double. Needs to curl. Oh, not enough.
Watch the back one.
And it jams.
And it's just hung around the back.
Might have left the double, as you were saying. But it's also created a dilemma for Team Davies, because if the shooter then is a bit high, it might just be enough for Team Hirata with their last stone with a hammer to score maybe 2. Zach Davies has a tough shot to play here. Needs to control the shooter more than anything else.
Absolutely.
Fist bumps for for a bit of courage. And last stone for Team Davies. Zach Davies. Playing the hit. Needs to roll and not leave a double. Oh, it hits their own stone, and now Team Hirata, if they can hit that stone, they can score 2.
So luckily for Team Hirata, they do have a bit of leeway with where they make contact with this red stone. With the way the Reds have piled at the back, even if it was to jam, if Team Hirata can stay touching the 8-foot, they should be able to pick up there too.
Not an easy play at all. Not an easy shot, but the possible shot, I would say.
Yeah, this is more or less probably fully buried from his hack there, but it has been curling nicely. It seems to have a pretty consistent finish today. So if he's got the right weight, it should come up okay for him.
And last stone for Kohsuke Hirata. Needs to go by the guards, needs to bump this stone all the way back, and it needs to stop, and it is. 2 points for Team Hirata on the 5th. And Sabrina, exciting end to this 5th end. We'll go for a short break, and we'll come back for the 6th.
Great.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardlines Ice Pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curling levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best broom in the game. Hardline, join the revolution.
What do you got? You got 1, you got 2, yeah!
Just one more throw, please.
You make moments like these possible.
Everything I've worked for, everything I've sacrificed, has led to this. It's out of your hands now. All the gold medals in the world can't help you now. You can throw the perfect rock.
It has on the corner in the right a small dot. And we're back to the curling stadium Martensville SaskTour series. Obviously out of Martensville Curling Club. And we have a game on our hands. So Team Hirata just scored 2 on the 5th end. And now the score is Team Hirata 4, Team Davies 7. So 3-point game. And Sabrina, 3 ends to go. Anything can happen, but again, Team Davies in a solid lead. We're seeing the opening shots here of the 6th end. Yosia Miura throwing up. And again, this time around, it's Team Davies that has the hammer, which hasn't happened since the 2nd end. Not to forget that they stole 1 in the 3rd and 3 in the 4th. And Team Davies throwing up what they were hoping to be a corner guard, but I think this overcurled a bit. Almost turned into a botched center guard. Still, their shot stone. And now Team Hirata is going to try a bump, trying to see if they can raise their own stone into the house. That is what is being asked of Ryota Meguro.
Yes, when we're looking at these rocks here, we'll have to see how they're doing. They seem to be in good spirits after picking up that 2, and that can really help.
Yeah, I
kind of push
completely
through the
agree.
last 3 ends of the game.
I completely agree. I think it really gave them a new lease on life.
Absolutely.
And the bump did not go according to plan. However, this stone is now biting the 8-foot. So who knows? Maybe it will come into play later. We'll now start seeing Team Davis opening up the center of the house. And William Butler is being asked to hit the center guard. So Sabrina, what would you do in this situation if you were Team Davies? Well, exactly this.
I'd be looking at moving some of those guards. The guards are what will give the opponents a chance to come back from the big points. So clearing away a couple, as many as you can move comfortably, is definitely a way to try to reduce the number of chances that your opposition has to build up some points. With curling, you really do need to be able to either tuck away into something or kind of nestle onto another rock that's already into the house to give you some security, give you a bit of help in keeping your rocks in play. So removing those guards is one way to really help yourself if you're up, to give your opponent fewer chances to come back.
And we see the reposition of the center guard by Ryota Meguro. And yeah, the same play. Same play is being called by Zach Davies.
Yeah, so he's looking at peeling. It looked like he motioned for almost a double peel. So we'll see if he tries to clip that red one coming over top of it, driving it through and removing a couple rocks here.
Yeah, it's looking like that is the desire, but I don't think it's curling enough. Yeah.
Just enough, but that is the right way to miss that shot. So they'll be okay with that.
It's a pro side miss. Okay. We are into the back end here in the 6th, and this is a game that is going fairly quickly. Both teams not wasting a lot of time debating over what to do. They just carry on. Many of these teams are obviously used to playing with shot clocks, timed games, so practice makes perfect in that type of scenario. Single Sui delivering his first here in the 6th. Trying to reposition the guard. Oh, maybe not. I think this one is attempting to freeze, but it over curled slightly. Still, it's a good placement for this rock. So Sabrina, in this context, hit and roll. Well, I would hit and roll if I could. I think that is the right call here. Even if you affect your own stone, you don't want to give your opponent anything to work with inside the house, if possible. And as long as the shooter stays.
Yeah, and you kind of hear some of their conversation there as they're discussing, is it too early to guard? Is it too late to peel? Trying to determine at what point do they want to have kind of their bail point of this end and when they want to switch gears here. But they've opted for the hit.
Oh, but it didn't.
That didn't move
peel.
quite the way they would have liked it to.
And now they've
So it
lost the
does
opportunity
give
to. Yeah.
Team Hirata a couple more chances here.
They've lost the opportunity to use that guard now as a run back, because now it is a Team Hirata guard behind it.
It is, and it looks like it's lining up into their own red in the house. So it's something they'll have to be mindful of as they place their last couple here.
Single Sui delivering his last here in the 6th. Again, hoping to guard their position. Ideally, I would suppose that Team Hirata here would like to steal one, and then on the next one to force and then score multiple, or steal multiple would be ideal. They need to overcome a 3-point deficit. Not easy with 3 ends to go. They're asking to do the exact same thing, Sabrina. So peeling the guard. Let's try to listen in.
Yeah, so you can.
We'll see what ends up happening. So they'll definitely try to peel.
Yeah, they will. In that little conversation they just had, you could hear that they were saying, Team Hirata will have to at some point make a play to move that red Davies stone from where it's currently resting. And I think that's what's influenced this choice here with this call.
It needs to curl a bit more. Can't hit it on the nose, and they managed to.
Well, unfortunately, stuffed it into the side back blue one there on the right. on the left there, overhead view.
So now might be the opportunity that Team Hirata was looking for, and they might have to make a play on this red right now, trying to bump it out of the house. Still leaving 2. So what would you do in this situation, Sabrina?
Yeah, they have a couple options here. They do have to move that red stone at least a couple feet. I think right now what they're deciding is how far they'd like to move it and where they want their shooter to end up. So you can see them kind of discussing that roll. They did motion to a bit of a hit and flop towards those guards. It is one of the, hitting a good hit and roll is one of the hardest shots in the game, but if you're able to make it nicely, it can really help here. So it'll be interesting to see how this one comes down the ice.
Well, we're into the skip stones, so it will come down to Kohsuke Hirata versus Zach Davies, and Kohsuke Hirata has the first stone here in the 6th. See how it goes. Needs to bump it, and it does. Might have left a double here, Sabrina.
Might have. I don't think there's a shot for 3. They don't necessarily need to remove that many either. But just off nose, we'll remove both, and then.
Let's not forget Team Davies have the hammer. So again, even in this context, is still Team Hirata would still need a miss from Team Davis, and specifically from Zach Davies, to expect any sort of outcome other than the force here. We see Zach Davies getting ready to deliver his first here in the 6th.
Yeah, they will have to keep an eye on where this red rock ends up. They did manage to clip the back one a little bit. Very close to catching all 3.
Takeout. Yeah. Great shot by Zach Davies, just not the perfect shot.
So now Team Hirata has a couple options. They will probably want this to flop one of 2 ways, but they may not want to rest quite right there. But what they do have on their side is that Team Davies has been throwing hits for a little bit now, so they may not be as familiar with the changes in the ice that Zach hasn't thrown in a couple shots now.
Last stone for Kohsuke Hirata. Playing a hit. Trying to control the roll. It's over curling. She needs to stay in the rings. And it does. But that leaves the whole of the 8-foot, almost, for Zach Davies to score his 1. And Sabrina, it's looking likely that we will see a force here in the 6th.
Yes, it is. He doesn't really have backing on this draw, but he does have most of the 8-foot to come down to. So his sweepers will be able to help him out with this one.
focus by Zach Davies. He needs to get this stone inside the 8. It is passed down to the sweepers. And it will stop within the 8. And it stops in the button. And there we have it, a force for Team Davies, who now lead 8-4. And we will go into a short break and be back for the 7th. See you.
We asked Saskatchewan what they know about 5G.
More speed? More innovation?
It's gonna make our lives a whole heck of a lot easier.
This is what 5G looks like.
Better, faster.
Sounds like one more G. Sounds pretty good.
I don't know what it means.
All you really need to know is the future of 5G is here and will continue improving through investments in network technology.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
How many they pick up at this end?
And we're back for the 7th end. So we're following the Team Hirata versus Team Davies game here in the Curling Stadium Martensville SaskTour series. And a lot of curling left to be seen in this bonspiel. You can see it all in Curling Zone on Curling Stadium. Currently, Team Davies has a 4-point lead. And who knows if by the end of this end that will prove to be enough to get this first win. Team Davies won't have the hammer in this end, obviously. So Team Hirata will have the hammer, and we'll see, Sabrina, if they insist on the double corner guard strategy, which I would say so far has proven ineffective. Okay, stone by Lukasoyak in the button, and we will see Yosia Miura delivering his second stone of the end.
Yes, and they'll be looking for another guard here. They're going to be looking to put up a couple. And similarly to the 5th, they're going to be wanting to try to manage where they're putting these stones to make it a little bit trickier for Team Davies to get double or triple peels out of them.
Second guard, I think maybe it would benefit the most to have this second corner guard just slightly bite the 12-foot.
For these ones, because they need the points, They probably would want it to stay up just so that it gives them a couple more rocks before Team Davies is able to start hitting.
And now we see Team Davies placing a center guard. Will it go into the house? It will. Perfectly placed inside the 12-foot rings. Now we'll see an attempt at an hit and roll by Ryota Meguro. And again, our Japanese viewers, please forgive us for we're trying our best to get the names right. It's not always easy. And I should know, Sabrina.
Yeah, Joao, with the placement of this rock, they're looking at where they want to roll to. I think that's the conversation they're having right now, trying to determine if this is the moment, and if so, where they want their third shot here to finish in the rings. Looks like they're discussing a hit and roll underneath those double corners they've set up. But they're having quite a discussion about this shot.
We'll see how it goes. Ryota Meguro.
Okay, so they're playing the straight come around here.
It's still a straight come around, yeah. Well, they do need the points.
Mm-hmm.
They have to try something different, a different approach. And it's, again, perfectly placed, hidden away. It is currently stone number 2, so...
Yeah, there's just a little piece showing from the righty and the lefty hack, but with Team Davies being up 3, their priority will be, as you can see here, will be removing those front guards.
And we see Team Davies start with the peels, and this will peel the first. If it touches it, it does. Almost curling away from that.
Yeah, with the amount of separation they had between those two guards that Team Hirata was able to set up, picking off the one gets it clean out of the way without worrying about sticking your peel attempt, trying to pick up a couple here.
And
with Team Davies rock sitting squarely on the button right now.
It's going to be a tough end for Team Hirata. Not easy at all. And Team Davies, again, as we say in Portuguese, they have the knife and they have the cheese. They just need to slice it.
Yes, they will be able to control this a little bit. It will be up to Team Hirata to take that leap into moving and kind of shuffling Davies' stone on the button there. Davies will likely be happy to peel this off as long as Team Hirata keeps putting it back on. But it seems that Team Hirata is already looking to move into the middle and making a play on that shot stone on the button.
Yeah. So we see I believe it's, the skip. Kohsuke Hirata signaling to Singo's Sui that he wants him to come in and start attacking that stone that is in the button. Needs to go past the guard that is sitting on the 12 foot, but it seems to me that the line is it's curling too much.
It is
bumps
curling
it.
up a little bit harder there.
Yeah, it does bump it. And now we might see Team Davies roll. Yeah, hit and roll. That is what is being signaled.
Yeah, at this point they're looking to add one more to the middle pile there, to give Team Hirata just one more thing to have to look at and consider while looking at their last couple rocks at the end here.
And looking good for the hit and roll. Oh, but
Rolled a
they
little.
did roll too much, and they might have left the double here. Not easy though, because there is very little separation between the yellow, the red on the left of the 4-foot and the blue on the 8-foot. But at least one of them they can certainly take away.
Yeah, they will have to be mindful of where this blue stone makes contact with that red one, and if you hit it too thick with not quite enough speed, it may stick around, but looks like this is moving with a little bit more weight than that.
Quite a bit of weight.
Yeah,
It's
those
straight,
just punched it clean through.
but it does leave. I think they leave a double. It's not easy. The angle, to get that right angle, the stone would need to curl quite a bit towards the inside, clockwise and anti-clockwise actually, from the
Yes,
perspective of the viewer. It's always tricky to define these things. I think I always tend to go with the perspective of the viewer, not so much the athlete. So in this sense,
yes, and this one they will have to keep an eye on that line as it's coming down. And this one, you wouldn't want to move that red rock top 12. It is helping them a lot right now, so you wouldn't want to move that if you could help it. So they may err on the side of sweeping this one a little early, just to keep it, providing it's not too far outside that broom there.
we'll see how it goes. So skip stones, and this will be the first for Zach Davies.
And they're going to want this to get fairly close to that red guard, that red rock in the 12-foot. They're acting as a guard.
Oh, but is it curling too much? It needs to curl just right and not hit the guard, and it's perfect. It does not do the double takeout, but it removes that. And now we'll see Kohsuke Hirata trying again from the left. Now we'll have the first skip stone for Team Hirata. Maybe their last big opportunity here to get back into this game. As
And I
heading
noticed they
into
did switch turns on this draw. This side is more buried than the other side was for this shot here.
He's going to try
But
and
they have
raise
played a
the
lot
stone.
more up this side of the sheet this last couple ends than they have the other side, so they may just be feeling more comfortable coming across this way.
Needs to clear the guard. It does. Needs to clear the redstone in the 12-foot. It does.
Just sneaks by.
Needs to hit it and push it. It doesn't dislodge it from the button, but any touch to that stone will certainly affect Team Davies' stone. And again, there is the possibility of a double takeout there as well, which would mean that Kohsuke Hirata would maybe have a draw for 2 points at the last stone.
Yeah, depending on where Team Davies puts this rock, they may even have a shot for 3. They've just called the front end down to chat a bit more about their options here.
It's one of those shots where you'd better you want to be sure, because this is a possibility to get Team Hirata into the game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, this, if Team Hirata is able to pick up 3 this end, that does bring them only within a point, and that was quite the comeback they've made in the second half of the game. So Team Davies is going to be looking at their options, trying to find a way to reduce the chances of Team Hirata picking up 1 or 2 or 3 points here. Davies does still have the rock on the button, but there are the blue stones sitting second and third shot here that they're definitely thinking about as they make this call.
And Sabrina, just letting you know that it's clearly morning in Japan as we're starting to have loads and loads of viewers commenting. And good morning to all our viewers from Japan. As the sun is rising in one part of the globe, the sun is setting on the other, and for me, it's almost midnight. But very engaging game. We'll see what comes out of this last stone from Zach Davies.
So looking to hit most of this stone.
We'll see what they will do. Yeah, they'll try to bump it into the blue.
Not a ton of ice.
And curl all that much. It's curling quite a bit. It does remove, and now, as we were saying, Kohsuke Hirata will have a draw for 2 here in the 7th.
Yeah, that was definitely a high risk, a high level of difficulty shot from Davies there. It's one of those shots where if you make it perfectly, it's fantastic. But if it comes up on you just a little bit, then you are taking and moving your own out of that little spot it's been hiding in for the rest of that end. So Team Hirata will have the chance to draw into about the 4 foot to pick up 2 going into 8.
It is not an easy draw by all means.
And they will be thinking a little bit about the line they took earlier in the end. Looks like they've taken a little bit more ice on this one, having learned from the draw earlier coming this way.
Needs to go into the 4 foot. It's short. It is short. It is just a 1 point, and we might be seeing handshakes here. 5-8 the result, the score right now, and well, no handshakes, so Sabrina will get a small break and we will be back for the 8th end. See you in a bit.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
SaskTel Be Kind Online wants to stop cyberbullying. Want in on the action? We award up to $1,000 for youth initiatives that help spread kindness and prevent bullying. What great idea do you have to help stop bullying? SaskTel can help. Go to BeKindOnline.com and apply for a grant today. Together, we can make a difference.
Interesting.
And we're back. So, Sabrina, we're back for the 8th and maybe final end here in the game that is opposing Team Hirata versus Team Davies. And this obviously is the curling stadium Martensville SaskTour series. And
yeah, Team Hirata is going to have to make some more moves this end. They've made some good moves throughout the second half of this game here to start to give themselves a chance, but they are going to have to get these guards up, give them some good separation in order to give themselves a chance to build up an opportunity to have a big steal.
Well, I would say they would have. It's a tough, tall order to steal 3.
Absolutely.
They will have to summon the spirit of Tom Cruise because this is mission almost impossible. But who knows? Maybe they can pull it off.
Yeah, and Team Davies is
yeah.
going to be here wanting to keep it open. You'll see here they've just peeled their own rock off. Because for them, they have all the points, all the rocks they need. They've got them on the board. So they're going to be wanting to keep this about as open as they can in order to reduce those chances that Team Hirata has to maybe pull off a comeback here.
Exactly. Couldn't put it better myself. Team Davies has the game pretty much on the palm of their hand and expect fairly paced end with loads of hits. As for Team Hirata, well,
Lots of guards.
Lots of guards and hoping for mistakes and errors from Team Davies. And we're going to be seeing the center guard being peeled right now.
Yeah, with the spoon placement, it looks like they're opting for just the single, although the thrower has just asked to
Well, they're going to try the
possibly
double.
change that here. They are now going to be trying the double peel with this broom change here.
There's, if they still get the one on further up the ice, they can always try for the second. And that is
And
one
that's
gone.
good.
We'll see another guard getting placed by Team Hirata. Needs to go over the hog line. It does. And we'll see yet another peeling of this guard.
Yeah, this time they'll likely be going for just the one so that they don't leave their own as a nice little center guard for Team Hirata. So they will looking to just pick this one off clean.
And somehow Team Davies leaves sort of guard.
Yeah, they just kind of got caught in between cleanly peeling the top or trying to see if they could get both blues moving. And they have left their opponents a nice corner guard. It is quite high, but it does give them something to start working with here.
So we're going into the backhand right now. So this will be single sweep. Delivering is first here in the eighth end. Delivery executed. Attempting to come around the guard. No longer Team Hirata has the luxury of using their own guards. It's a bit heavy. And now we'll be seeing the removal of Team Hirata's stone on the top of the 12. This will be Ronan Peterson. And that stone is peeled. And it's, again, the next 3 stones. If Team Hirata does not score all 3, well, at least 2 of the 3, they will run out of stones and the game will end. And this one is well placed by Singo Usui. Right behind the guard, hopefully. And now we'll be seeing Team Davies peeling their own guard. Oh, and they missed the peel. And now Team Hirata has an opportunity here. Hey, have a bit of a break, Sabrina.
They do have a bit of a break. It'll still be tough, but if they're able to get this lined up nicely, they have given themselves a chance. This is the downside too when you're working on those peels and when you're trying to line them up. Getting caught when you're, thinking, oh, maybe I could pick up that second one. You have to really play that scoreboard and weigh those risks out here because that corner guard is now the rock that's giving Team Hirata a little bit of hope here in this 8th end with 3 points to try to steal.
Needs to be perfect. Can Kohsuke Hirata do the perfect draw? They need to steal. It is not the perfect draw. There is the opportunity for a double peel here, maybe. And if Zach Davies is able to remove 2 stones out of the 3 that are in the house, this game will be over because Team Hirata will have run out of stones.
Yeah, and it's looking like Davies is wanting to play that really flat double here, kind of wanting to come up off of it. If he does end up a little bit wider here, we'll have the option of running it back into the back blue as well. But they're playing this into that stone and trying to get it about as flat as they can here.
Here it goes. So Zach Davies throwing what might be the last stone in this game. And that is 1.
There you go.
And
Little inside out hit.
And these are handshakes. Final score 5-8. So that is a win for Team Davies and a loss for Team Hirata. And for the both of us, big thank you for the viewers. And we look forward to engaging with you at a different time. Meanwhile, a lot of curling still to be seen here at the curling stadium. This curling stadium Martensville SaskTour series lasts until next Sunday, so don't miss out. From my part, I thank you Sabrina, and thank you to Ryan Jacques, our producer, and good night for you all. Good morning to Japan.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. when I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.